Hello and welcome to Daily Records, and today we're going to be talking about the latest release from Elvis Costello and his band The Imposters. I keep wanting to say it's his new band, but I mean they've been together quite a while now, and so it's hard to say it's his new band, but this is his band The Imposters. Featuring Elvis Costello on lead vocals and guitar, Steve Naive on piano, Pete Thomas on drums, and Davey Farragher on bass guitar. This album was released just about a week ago, 2 weeks ago. So it's fairly new on Concord Records. Nice gatefold. I got the deluxe edition here. And his first new album of new material in about, I want to say about 5 years. It's been a while since we've heard from Elvis. We had his autobiography, Disappearing Ink, come out a couple of years ago, and he's done a lot of touring. Now, from what I understand about the background of this, he toured recently and did a sort of tour around the Imperial Bedroom album. And I know there's quite a few fans of that particular album that watch this channel, and rank Imperial Bedroom as one of the better Elvis Costello albums from the 80s. This was an album that's produced by Jeff Emmerich. I would say it's more Beatley. It was definitely, he used more sort of lush orchestrations, was doing more straight ahead sort of pop. And I think he carried that aesthetic that from that tour into the writing of songs for this album, and it kind of carries over. Now, I don't want to say this is a companion piece to Imperial Bedroom, so don't go out and buy this album expecting to hear Imperial Bedroom Part 2 or the continuation of Imperial Bedroom, but it is definitely in those lines of sort of pop. It's not like a loud rock and roll record. Certainly not even as noisy as something like Delivery Man or some of the other stuff that he's done with the Imposters. This is certainly a more mellow affair, but very melodic, beautiful songs. But they have a way of sort of getting under your skin. Some of the highlights for me, Under Lime, the first track. Burnt Sugar is So Bitter. A classic Elvis Costello song and lyric. Mr. and Mrs. Hush. Photographs Can Lie. Dishonor the Stars. He's Given Me Things. And of course the bonus songs on here. You Shouldn't Look at Me That Way. Fantastic song. This album was produced by Elvis and Sebastian Kreis, who did the release. It came with a download card. Now, the other thing about this album that's quite interesting is that it features some collaborations with Burt Bacharach. And there's fans of the Burt Bacharach collaboration that Elvis did. You can see, if you look at some of the photos there in the gatefold, Burt is featured heavily. But the album Painted from Memory, which came out in the mid-90s. And so this, if there is a companion piece to this album, it's probably that. Painted from Memory or The Sweetest Punch. Those albums and those collaborations, because it has that feel. Now, it's not quite as lush as those records were. Painted from Memory had a definite sort of Burt Bacharach feel. It was very steep in that sort of sound. With the flugelhorns and just that type of sound that Burt Bacharach is known for. This one does kind of get a little further away from that. So if you can cross maybe Imperial Bedroom with the sound of those albums, Painted from Memory, then you might get a little closer to what this is. It's not a straight ahead sort of what I would call jazz record. It's a collection of pop songs, and Elvis Costello is a great pop songwriter, and so this holds up. It's fantastic, solid songs, and there's a good consistency throughout the album, and it helps drive it. Now, I'm not going to say a whole lot about the cover. I think there's been some comments and remarks about it. I think it's rather unfortunate. I'm not a big fan of this sort of split thing. It doesn't do anything for me. I'm not a big fan of this sort of bold looking whatever this is, this combination of things, it doesn't do anything for me. But if you're like me, you can't judge a record by its cover. This is no exception. The record is better than it looks, and you just probably won't catch me walking around with a T-shirt with this on it or anything like that. So it's kind of unfortunate. But as an album, it's solid, and I give it a good thumbs up. And I thought I'd feature it as today's daily record. Like, comment, subscribe, share, follow me on Instagram and Twitter. It's TommyBurton75. I want to thank everybody that tunes in and watches and comments. It means a lot. In the meantime, I'll see you all again tomorrow with another daily record.